Well, there's no way this deep into the match, Bianca can...
For potential replacements for WWE star Jimmy USO in the bloodline after his injury. Jimmy USO stole the limelight in the WWE Survivor Series WarGames match, but he also got injured during the bout. The 39-year-old superstar attempted a USO splash from the top of the steel cage structure on Jacob Fatu and broke his toe upon landing. He had to walk out with assistance from Jey Uso and Sami Zayn at the end of the night. However, WWE hasn't confirmed if Jimmy USO will be out of action for a few weeks. In case it happens, Roman Reigns might need to replace Jimmy with another superstar. This article will thereby list 4 potential replacements for Jimmy USO. WWE NXT talent Lance Anoa'i. He recently signed with WWE as part of the NXT roster. The former MLW star is rumored to be included in the Bloodline storyline, and it could happen now as Roman Reigns might bring him as a potential replacement for Jimmy USO while the star recovers. Moreover, it wouldn't be the first time he would be stepping inside a WWE ring. He has made sporadic appearances in the company previously during tryouts before. In 2019, Lance Anoa'i faced Shane McMahon on Raw, where he lost by submission after Drew McIntyre attacked him. Roman Reigns had then come out to save Lance from the assault by Shane and McIntyre. Thereby, it won't be a surprise if the former big dog brings Lance Anoa'i into the Bloodline fold. Zilla Fatu. Son of the late WWE legend Umaga, Eddie Fatu, Zilla Fatu is the next rumored debutant in Roman Reigns' OG Bloodline. He is speculated to have signed a WWE ID contract, a newly introduced program for aspiring wrestlers from independent wrestling promotions. Zilla Fatu currently performs in Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, ROH, and has also been ROH champion once. Zilla recently addressed his potential debut in the Stanford-based promotion. While speaking on the Wrestle Era podcast, Zilla Fatu said that he would love to be with his family there. Roman Reigns might induct him in his faction as a potential replacement for Jimmy USO. Journey Fatu. He is the real-life brother of Bloodline 2.0 member Jacob Fatu. Journey Fatu is another Anoa'i member rumored to make his Bloodline debut soon. He was in fact mentioned by Hall of Famer Rikishi recently, where he was building up the star for his potential debut. Rikishi shared an image of Jacob Fatu, saying that people will soon remember his name. The 28-year-old has wrestled in the independent circuits and is known to have created waves there. He could be another option for Roman as Jimmy USO's replacement in the OG Bloodline. Apollo Crews. Roman Reigns might unveil Apollo Crews as Jimmy's replacement, as there is a history between them. The 37-year-old superstar was once seen in a backstage segment with the Tribal Chief, and that was in 2021. The OTC was seen giving some advice to Crews, kicking off fan speculation that Crews could have a role in the Bloodline. However, that angle wasn't carried further by WWE. Further, Apollo Crews was also rumored to be the 5th member of OG Bloodline. That, however, didn't happen. Reigns can now induct Crews into the OG Bloodline, as there is another vacant spot to be filled. This shall also give a major boost to his career in WWE. Apollo Crews has been in the Stanford-based promotion for the past few years, but unfortunately, hasn't been able to make a mark. He feuded with superstars like Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes at NXT. But ever since he came to SmackDown, Crews hasn't done much of note. As part of the OG Bloodline, Crews might finally be able to connect with the fans, something he hasn't been able to do for the past few years. Jimmy USO finally addresses major Jey Uso issues, explains actions on behalf of Roman Reigns. The duo of Jimmy USO and Jey Uso recently reunited under the banner of the OG Bloodline. However, there were some major issues beforehand. Issues that have now been addressed by Jimmy on behalf of Roman Reigns. The issues in question had to do with some of Jimmy USO's exclusive merch that read, "No Yeet." A direct attack on Jey Uso's iconic catchphrase, "Yeet." The "No Yeet" phrase stemmed from Reigns' anger towards the Yeet chants after Jey moved to Raw. Fast forward to today, and despite making up and working together again, Jimmy was spotted at a WWE live event with his classic "No Yeet" merch on. However, this time around, rather than run with it, he chose to explain himself. After a match, As seen in a reel on WWE's Instagram, he beckoned the camera towards him and explained his decision to wear the t-shirt. He claimed that it was all love and that the no was just his way of expressing brotherly love. It's all love. I know it got a big no on it, but on the real though, the no is just brotherly love, said Jimmy USO. Jimmy and Jey USO are currently embroiled in a feud with Drew McIntyre, who has been targeting the OG Bloodline members. Jimmy USO and the rest of the OG Bloodline will be keenly watching Raw on Netflix. The next 8 days are very important for Jimmy USO and the OG Bloodline. On January 6th, 2025, the entire group will be keenly watching Raw on Netflix, as their entire future together is on the line. With Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa set to clash with the Ula Fallow on the line, the tribal combat could very well establish the future of the Bloodline and its past and present members. The Ula Fallow is a sacred symbol for the Bloodline, as it signifies leadership. As of now, Solo has it around his neck, and his battle with Reigns on Netflix will determine once and for all who will be the only tribal chief. It is going to be a blockbuster of a match, especially as both chiefs will be leaving their tribes behind. Whoever comes out on top in this match will lead the Bloodline going forward. It remains to be seen how things will pan out on January 6th. One of the injured WWE stars, Jimmy USO, has already returned to action. WWE hosted a second event in Jacksonville, Florida, but most of the attention was focused on the company's classic Madison Square Garden Boxing Day event and CM Punk causing mayhem while wearing a towel. Back where he belongs, Jimmy USO returns to WWE live action. Jimmy USO made his in-ring debut at a WWE live event in Jacksonville, Florida, where he and Jey USO engaged in tag team combat against Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu of the Bloodline. In addition to Nia Jax, Bayley, Tiffany Stratton, and Bianca Belair, the main event in Jacksonville featured a bout between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. Jimmy USO, who had been on the injured list after breaking his toe during WarGames at Survivor Series, also made his in-ring comeback on the show. Jimmy defeated Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa with his brother Jay on his comeback. USO has already made a comeback to the ring, but the two other WarGames injured parties will be out for a lot longer. After suffering a torn bicep during the match, Tonga Loa promptly had surgery, and it is anticipated that the injury will prevent him from competing for several months. After breaking his toe during the WWE Survivor Series, WarGames 2024 Premium Live event, Jimmy USO was sidelined, and fans were curious about when he would be able to wrestle again. As it happens, they didn't have to wait long, because Jimmy USO returned to the ring at a WWE live event that was a part of the holiday tour. For the first time in 17 months, Jimmy and Jey USO competed as a tag team in a traditional tag match. Fans of the WWE Tag Team Champions with the longest reign were, of course, thrilled about this reunion. They defeated Sikoa and Roman Reigns in their most recent regular tag match.